Thank you, Mr. Mayor and the Assembly, for making time for the public comment. I am calling with regard to the budget and specifically with regard to funding for the Su CVB. First off, for those that you don't know, I am the founding partner of Denali Brewing and Denali Brew Pub. Up until just about 2 months ago, we year-round employed about 55 people, and we just had to lay off close to about 20 of our staff, or almost half of our staff. I bring this up with regard to the budget because I know the Su CVB's budget is being spoken to, and I just wanted to share some very specifics with regard to us and how important a role the CVB plays in ensuring the future success of not only our business, but many of the businesses in Talkeetna. Specifically, I wanted to address the fact that from a timing perspective, this C-19 virus, obviously catastrophic for the people's lives that it's impacting directly, but from a business perspective, this manifesting itself basically in the first and second quarter of the year, time period when many Alaska businesses are at the lowest point of cash flow, presents an incredibly unique challenge in the sense that many of the seasonal businesses are hemorrhaging money all winter long at a time of year when we're desperately needing to see the visitors come back. We know that that's not going to happen this year. And as a result, when the season starts to ramp back up next year, whatever the local and state governments could do to fund tourism-based businesses would be absolutely critical. It's very rare that a business can go 14 to 60 months with negative or even break-even cash flow and not have the resources in marketing and professional development that comes from having the expertise of the Su CVB well-funded and prepared to educate the rest of the United States about how safe Alaska is and what a great destination it'll be for folks to come back. Outside of our own specific business, which has got the diversity to hopefully weather the storm, within our local community, there's many businesses that fully depend on cruise ships for their hiking businesses, their kayaking businesses, all of the zip line things, all the things that we think of bringing value to the Upper Valley and what draws folks are going to be very dramatically impacted by this. And so especially for some of those small mom and pop businesses, the borough's ability to fund the tourism industry and give the Su CVB the resources that they need to ensure that, yes, this season wisely is going to be quiet, but hopefully as we come out into the next season, we have done everything we can to invest in the CVB. The other thing that I wanted to mention about the CVB is we work very closely with them. And as a business person, a return on investment is something that we take very seriously before we invest in anything. And I can tell you in my direct work with the team over there at the CVB, you get really good bang for your buck. The money that goes there has paid dividends manyfold to our business. So in terms of investing borough money in the tourism industry and specifically with the CVB, I believe that you are going to have a pretty good return on your investment. I know that many of you are super busy. I wanted to say thank you for making the meeting happen. I wish the best to all of you, and thank you.
My name is Roberta Warner, and I'm the operations director for the Park Connection Motor Coach and Alaska Tour and Travel. We, like many businesses in tourism across our state, are going through a pretty tough time. We're experiencing losses like we've never seen, an operational challenge we're still not sure how we'll overcome. But we know there are brighter times ahead, and we're going to look to the tourism industry as we continue to move forward for the economic recovery of our communities. And working in the Mat-Su through a handful of companies, including the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge, the Knik River Lodge, I've had that firsthand experience of seeing the positive impact that the talented team at the Su CVB has on businesses throughout the valley. Their team has been intact for more than a decade, and they've worked diligently in promoting the Mat-Su Valley as a premier visitor destination. Those visitors bring money into our businesses, which in turn gets reinvested throughout our communities in the form of employees, supplies, and of course taxes to local government. Keeping that team intact moving forward is going to be vital in helping our small tourism businesses succeed in the years to come. We will need to have a strong, unified message to reach potential visitors who are going to want to travel again once it's safe to do so. Please realize that visitors restore jobs and tax revenues. The Matsu CVB has been a strong partner with the Matsu Borough for more than 30 years. They're a group of talented travel industry leaders with the expertise that we'll need moving forward. Investing into destination promotions isn't all about placing an ad here and there or Google rankings. It's about developing those personal relationships and connections between tour operators and local businesses, just like LARS pointed out earlier. It's about increasing the quality of life for the residents that call these communities home through infrastructure development. All of this starts and relies on having an efficient and proven plan to get our message to visitors. And that's exactly what the Matsu CVB does, and why I'm proud to serve as Vice President of the Board of Directors. During these challenging times, tough decisions have to be made, and I know we all have a lot more of those decisions ahead of us. Choosing to invest in destination marketing is one way we can positively impact the recovery process for both residents and small business owners in the Matsu Borough. The travel industry was the first and the hardest hit by the impact of the coronavirus, but we will be the first back because we are inspiring and we are innovative, and we look forward to your continued support. Thank you.
Sam Dinges. I'm the Executive Director for the Palmer Museum and Visitor Center. We're not going to lie, this is going to be a hard summer for us. Currently, we are closed to public traffic. I know that many tour companies have canceled operations to our area for the season, and a lot of businesses that we partner with on the ground here in Palmer will be impacted by the loss of visitor traffic in 2020. The future is changing, and that's why we have to have a strong destination promotion plan in place so that when it's safe to travel, folks will know about all the great things that Palmer offers. We are proud partners of the Matsu CVB, and their team helps bring us visitors each year. They have built relationships through more than 30 years of being industry leaders in Alaska, and those relationships with tour operators, travel agents, and even independent travelers benefit our town through visitor spending, which in turn leads to jobs, revenue for communities in the borough, and increased infrastructure for residents. Matsu CVB plays an important role in bringing all these different entities together, and they are an essential component in any sort of coherent online and destination marketing message that we send out for the Valley. I believe travel and tourism will help lead the economic recovery from the pandemic, but without strong centralized destination marketing, people will not come. It's very important that we continue to market our valley so that when it is safe to travel again, folks will choose Alaska in general and the Matsu specifically to visit. We will be ready to welcome them, but we first have to inspire them to come, and that comes by the Matsu Borough continuing to invest in destination marketing. Thank you.
My name is Steve Solari. I'm with Meyer Lake Resort on Wasilla Fishhook Road, right at the base of Hatcher Pass. In the last 4 years, we've invested over $1 million, turning this old church camp into a world-class destination in the Matsu. And through it all, the Matsu CVB has been one of my strongest, if not my strongest partner. Among all of my marketing tools, the Matsu CVB's visitor guide is a key component. I think it's one of the best things I have available to give visitors because it has information about everything to do within 1 to 3 hours of our gate. Our guests use that information to plan their trips from eating to what they're going to do with their day to where they will stay after leaving us. It is a tool that helps us get more exposure. We've certainly had cancellations due to the pandemic, as have a lot of our business partners. That's why I think that it is most important that we invest in the Matsu CVB now to help lead us out of this and be a vital part of the recovery process. People are always going to want to travel, especially once it is safe to do so, and having our destination fresh in their minds is going to be very important because every destination is going to want to welcome those visitors and their spending back to our community. I've worked with the Matsu CVB on hosting photographers, tour operators, and meeting planners. I see how their efforts translate not only to business for us, but for tourism in every business in the Valley. We're all in this together, and promoting the destination benefits everybody. The return on investment is clearly there with destination marketing, and those visitor dollars circulate throughout our community and have a profound impact on our economy. I'd ask you to invest in the success of small businesses throughout the Matsu Valley by funding destination promotion and the Matsu Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Russ, and I own K2 Aviation in Talkeetna. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a major impact on our business and all of Talkeetna. I think it's been profound for me in recent days to walk down Main Street in the middle of it, and there aren't any cars. The shops are closed, and the restaurants may allow you to have takeout, but people traveling and the closures have affected all businesses. But what's been most telling is how important small business is to our community as it is to the Mat-Su Borough. It provides jobs all throughout the valley. Mat-Su CVB has been a partner with the Mat-Su Borough for over 30 years, and it's important that we continue to see a strong destination marketing program, and it's more important now than ever. As we all know, investments are important to the growth of an industry. At K2 Aviation last year, we invested in a new building to welcome our guests, and we invested in new aircraft as well. I guess our timing wasn't so good, but we also invest in our employees. We employ 60 people during the tourism season. We do this because we want our business to grow, and the same is the same with destination marketing. We have to invest dollars to either grow or to maintain our market share, and to have jobs throughout the communities of Talkeetna and the Mat-Su Valley. These dollars also create bed tax dollars, which are returned to the borough. We have partnered in the past with the Mat-Su Borough CVB on many marketing programs. We've shared a booth at the LA Travel and Adventure Show, purchased full-page ads in the Visitor's Guide, and routinely hosted travel operators and travel writers that the MSCVB brings to Alaska. We do this because we believe in their mission and we see the results of their work, not just in our business, but throughout our community. Hotels and B&Bs stay filled, and restaurants are busy, and gift shops are busy. We are thankful that we get to live in Talkeetna because we have a business, and the marketing dollars attract visitors that are critical to our business. Reinvesting in destination promotion is important because it not only attracts visitors to the valley, it also helps create new jobs which positively impact our community. That is always important. But given our current situation, creating jobs and attracting visitor dollars to the valley can help us get back to a thriving economy and be a leading industry for the state of Alaska. Thank you. And one last comment, just the importance of the decisions we make today will have a significant impact on next year's season and the jobs in the local communities. So I ask for your support for the Mat-Su Convention and Visitors Bureau and the funding for marketing our communities. Thank you.
LARSON. My last name is spelled Larson. I am the general manager of Connect River Lodge, located just outside of Palmer. We offer 22 cabins, a full-service restaurant, and a catalog of activities from other local vendors and partners, such as helicopter and ATV tours. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we, along with our tourism partners, are bracing ourselves for a rough summer with limited tourism and many cancellations. The importance of a strong tourism promotion plan for us in the Mat-Su and all of Alaska has never been more relevant. I've worked closely with the Mat-Su CVB since my arrival to the Palmer area 3 years ago. I've seen firsthand the importance of their influence on small businesses like mine and the entire Mat-Su Borough. Our visitors spend time and money throughout the area, both directly and indirectly related to tourism. Resources such as the Mat-Su CVB Visitor Guide and website are imperative in placing us at the forefront of potential Alaskan visitors' minds. I would miss literally thousands of potential guests without their efforts. The Mat-Su CVB helps to bring revenue to streams that are beyond tourism. For example, we feature a locally sourced farm-to-table menu in my restaurant. Visitor dollars that we take are reinvested in our community to the many small farming families, breweries, our local base of employees, borough taxes, and much more. We routinely send our guests to the small shops of downtown Palmer and Wasilla to get a taste of our unique local flavors while boosting our economy. Tourism is vital in leading the economic recovery from this pandemic. In 2019, over 2 million out-of-state visitors came to Alaska. We were looking at another record-shattering year in 2020. If we're not marketing to potential visitors in 2021, we will lose out on billions of dollars statewide. This loss will not only affect lodges such as mine, but also the farmers who won't have a place to sell their produce, our employees, the small shops that stay afloat during those busy summer months, and the list goes on. I see the importance of having a strong destination management organization in my business, and I hope you see that value as well. Mat-Su CVB has been a partner with our borough for more than 30 years, all the while seeing tourism increase and become a major driver of our economy. I hope we can all agree on the importance of funding for our local Convention and Visitors Bureau. We're all in this together. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. As I said, my name is Mark Fleenor, and I'm the owner of Sheep Mountain Lodge and Sheep Mountain Helicopter Tours on the Glen Highway National Scenic Byway, just past the Matanuska Glacier. I also proudly serve as the board chair for the Mat-Su CVB. Since I took over Sheep Mountain Lodge 5 years ago, my partnership with the Mat-Su CVB has been vital to my success. Being new to the tourism industry in Alaska, the Su CVB has been my main resource for making connections and learning to make my business thrive in this awesome place we call home. As an organization and as a community, we're going to be faced with new challenges right now, which makes it even more important to lean on the CVB with their more than 30 years of experience. Like Alaskans, the tourism industry is resilient, and we know that we're going to get through this. But it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be fun. But we will be back. Now is not the time to turn our backs on the tourism industry. Now is the time to embrace its importance to our communities, our residents, and our businesses, as well as our economy. I've seen the importance destination promotion has had on my business and my community. The Glacier View area has a lot to offer visitors, from helicopter rides to rafting to glacier trekking. We have spectacular views of the Chugach Mountains and the Matanuska River, as well as hundreds of miles of trails. But we're all in the same position, and that's small, family-run businesses where we often find ourselves as the chef, the room cleaner, and the head marketer trying to juggle every need of our business. What I've seen is how the Su CVB promotes the entire Mat-Su borough, and that has made a huge difference for us up in Glacier View. And while we're not Talkeetna or Denali, and we don't have major lodges in our area to bring visitors, we do rely on the Su CVB's successful destination promotion to highlight the Glen Highway as a true adventure corridor. And we've seen the growth in the tourism industry because of it. This year and into next year, locals looking to get out and explore are going to be more important to the recovery phase, and it's going to be crucial that we have a marketing plan in place to be ready for it. I support other Mat-Su businesses when I buy my food supplies, beer from local breweries to serve in my restaurant, and parts for the helicopter. Those tourism dollars come in our area from outside of Alaska, but they stay here and they circulate in our community long after the visitor leaves, benefiting us all. And that's only possible because we have been able to attract visitors in the first place. At Sheep Mountain Lodge, we see the importance of increased visitation, which leads to increased visitor spending, and that adds more revenue in taxes and fees to the state and the borough. There's a huge return on investment, which we make in the Su CVB. And I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today without the Su CVB's help 5 years ago. Thank you for your time.
Israel Mahay, first name Israel, second Mahay. First thing I want to thank you guys for what you're doing, and I think you're doing a great job in a very tough time. And I also thank you for allowing us to do this remotely. And I thought the system worked fine. I had no problem getting in. So thank you guys. And just so often, some of you guys know me, but our business has been around a long time. 1975, my dad started it. And those of you that don't know, this is Mahay Jet Boat Adventures. We're out of Talkeetna. And like everybody else, I mean, we're being seriously impacted by COVID-19. I mean, it's not a good situation. Maybe little to no income this summer at all. But I'm ultimately I'm an optimist. I mean, you have to be, right. And I know we'll get through this. Tourism obviously is huge, especially up in the north. Vital to our recovery, I believe, because in the end, people do want to travel, and they'll be back. That's why I do think it's really important that we support the Su CVB and help in leading that effort. They've been an effective marketing plan for visitors, and hopefully we get some in late 2020, but 2021 for sure, and help us stay competitive in the market. And one of the big things I think SASSAN brought up with Denali Brewing, and this is true, so we're not going to have much of a budget. I usually spend quite a bit of money marketing myself. I'm not going to have those marketing dollars. I'm not. And the MSCVB can really help fill that void for all these businesses like us. And my story literally I grew up in it. I'm 42, and when I was 12 years old, my dad gave me my first job as a boat cleaner, making $5 an hour. And I worked maintenance, worked in the office, became a boat captain. Still my favorite thing to do. I love to drive boats. I'm sure some of you have been on my boats before. If you haven't, you should go when we get rid of some of these health mandates. My dad also served on the Su CVB board of directors. He was president of the board actually 20 years ago, and now I serve on the board and proudly do. I mean, it's a great organization. That team's amazing, and I really see how important the Su CVB is to bringing visitors to the valley. I don't have too much more to say than that. I want to time for other people, but just the real key with this is, I mean, you guys know how bad this is, and for the economy, tourism businesses, and really everybody. It's in every single facet. But the Su CVB, I do believe it can be a vital part in tourism back and bringing back dollars to our state. So I heard my buzzer. I could actually put the buzzer, guys. So anyways, guys, have a good one. Thank you again for serving. I know this job is difficult to begin with, serving the public, and I thank you guys for what you do, and have a good night.
Hi, my name is Mark Ops. I'm the executive director of the muskox farm here in Palmer, and I've been doing this for the last 10 years. The impact on the muskox farm from the MSCVB has been just pretty fantastic over the years. They have an outreach that is far beyond what we could ever have on our own resources, and we're eternally grateful. I also have the privilege of serving on their board for 9 years. I just want to state that for the way that the muskox farm is approaching the summers, we are certainly not expecting to have any. We're planning to operate without income this summer. We are a nonprofit that enjoys a lot of earned revenue. We're very proud of that. We do not exist entirely just through the generosity of others, like many nonprofits, and that is because of our educational programming, our ability to welcome people to the farm and offer our educational programs, and also through our strong retail side of the product that we create. So having said that, we are looking to completely redevelop how our organization works, and that we will become much more of an outward-facing organization rather than inward-facing, and that we will not be expecting to welcome people to the farm this summer if, in fact, they do return with limited access as the kind of terms of the mandate are lessened, and as we see fit for the production of our staff and the public, we will do so. But for us, one of the most important things going forward is going to be maintaining our organization as strong as we possibly can moving forward. We are doing everything in our power and fully anticipate maintaining our entire staff throughout this very difficult time, no matter what hardship that puts on the organization. The reason for that is that by having passionate, dedicated people on hand throughout this crisis and on the other side gives us the greatest opportunity of success as we emerge from this. And I really hope that the borough and the assembly sees the wisdom of keeping the CVB funded entirely through this, because this isn't just a simple investment in our future, and this is almost a do or die. How do we want to emerge from this? Do we want to emerge strong, or do we want to emerge destroyed? And I think that it's just so imperative that the assembly is able to have the foresight and the resolve to make certain that one of the most important aspects of how the borough receives funding from people visiting from all over the world is left intact as we go forward. And so I just want to give my strongest possible support to maintaining funding for the CVB, making certain that the team that they have built and nurtured for many, many, many years is left intact, and that they will carry them through this whole crisis, and most importantly, be there on the other side to make certain that so many people throughout the borough are able to reap the benefits of the returning tourists and their dollars and their ability to impact the future of the borough. So please keep this in mind as you're considering the budget and you're considering funding.
My name is Rick Peterson, Peterson. I am the general manager of the Mount McKinley Princess Lodge, located in Denali State Park. For the last 20 years, I've been fortunate to work in the Alaska hospitality industry. It is a pleasure every year to bring tens of thousands of guests to the Matthew Borough. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic will make that impossible for us in 2020. It's still hard to understand how we could go so quickly from expecting our biggest year ever to the complete cancellation of our season at the Mount McKinley Princess Lodge. It was an exceptionally devastating decision because of the impact not just on our team, but also our community partners who we have worked with for decades. It is encouraging to now see progress in the global fight against COVID-19, including the reopening of businesses both here in Alaska and in other states. But as we look toward our future, it is clear that it will take time to return to business as usual. Our entire industry will be facing headwinds and challenges not seen before. Because of this, it is as important as ever that we come together to continue to market our amazing destinations and experiences.
For us, that means continuing support of the Mat-Su Conventions and Visitors Bureau and their destination marketing efforts. When visitors do start to travel again, we must be front and center in their minds, telling them why they need to visit the Mat-Su Valley. This will begin later this year and into next summer. Tourism will be a big part of the recovery of our economy, and we do not want to lose the traction that we have right now. The Mat-Su CVB has a strong team that has a long history of developing relationships with tour operators, travel agents, travel writers, and more, all of which bring visitors here to see our borough. They invest heavily in online marketing, their website, and the visitor guide. And all of these tools work together to inspire visitors to come to our area. Their efforts will ensure that we build on the successful foundations of the years that we've had in the past as we progress to this new future. I am committed to this future. I'm committed to continue working with the Mat-Su CVB, and I hope that you remain committed to them as well. Thank you.